Well, two major retailers changing their gun policies. Walmart now says that you have to be 21 to buy a gun, while Dick's Sporting Goods just announced they'll no longer sell assault-style rifles. But should companies mix business and politics? Here to debate is TV host Amy Robbins and president and lead missionary at Faith and Action in the nation's capital, Reverend Rob Shank. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.
So, Amy, I'm going to start with you. Is this a good idea for these businesses to be, mixing politics with business?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much, Heather, for letting me come on this morning and talk to you guys. But I do want to get one thing straight. So Dick's is not actually pulling assault-style rifles off of their shelves, because Dick's doesn't sell assault-style rifles. To be an assault rifle, you actually have to have a rifle that has the ability to move between firing modes, going from a semi-automatic to a full automatic. And they don't sell that because that would be illegal. So what Dick's meant to say is that they're actually pulling the Armalite rifles off of the shelves, a move that they actually did back in 2012 once the Sandy Hook shootings took place. It didn't solve the problem then. It isn't going to solve the problem now. And while I sympathize and understand with CEOs' tough decisions that they have to make on a daily basis for them to actually move the company in the direction that they want to go, I can't speak for Ed. I don't know why they made this decision, but I can speak for my company and say that we will always support the rights of law-abiding citizens to exercise their Second Amendment when needed. And at the end of the day, I do believe that the market is going to decide if this was a good move for Dick's or not.
Well, let me get the Reverend in here. Reverend Shank, as Amy was just discussing, Dick's did this back in 2012 in relation to Sandy Hook in their main stores, but then they went back and they decided that they would sell them in these other side stores called Field and Stream, but now they've actually reversed that. Let's take a look first at what Dick's Sporting Goods has to say, and then I want your response. But thoughts and prayers are not enough. We have to help solve the problem that's in front of us. Gun violence is an epidemic that's taking lives of too many people, including the brightest hope for our future of America, our kids. So they're not the only company, the only people out there right now feeling we have to do something.
I agree with them completely. In fact, I would go so far as a preacher to say the Bible says exactly the same thing, that prayers are not enough. You've got to match it with action. This is a morally courageous, highly ethically responsible, and I would call it a socially responsible act on their part. There is no need for high-capacity, rapid-fire guns that can essentially become a kind of machine gun. I fired the AR-15. I have a life membership in the NRA, and there's a lot of very sensible people who believe that this gun has no place in our society. It was built on a battlefield weapon inspiration, the M16. And it has no practical use. Look, if you want to fend off a home invader, fire a shotgun. They will be running for their lives. When my friend Congressman Steve Scalise was shot with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, the officers that took down the assailant took him down with 2 pistols. So we don't need this weapon. It is the weapon of choice for mass murderers and terrorists.
Well, we definitely don't need more.
Law enforcement may need it, but no one else does.
We don't need more children being killed in our schools. Amy, just very quickly, last word.
Absolutely. So I disagree with that, because as we start going down the slippery slope of banning AR-15s, we find ourselves in a position where we might actually be infringing on the rights of law-abiding citizens without actually solving the problem.
Yeah, it's a tough issue on all sides, for sure, and we'll see what the president has to say. The White House apparently going to announce some sort of plan later today. Thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.